Introverts of Reddit, when was the most inconvenient time your social battery ran out? Get halfway through telling a story, realize it's longer than I remembered and have to gruel through the rest of it. Oh my god. Anytime I start a story without realizing how many backstories and side stories I have to tell in order to make them understand the main story absolutely drains my battery. My wife and I had a couple who mildly annoys me over for dinner and a board game. Game ended around 10 PM. I was at the drain point, was a perfect time for goodbyes, and then my wife went to the sitting room and started a whole new conversation with them 20 minutes later. I faked being asleep to get them to leave. You and your wife are polar opposites, huh? Yup, I think introverts tend to marry extroverts. We call them our people shields. Man, my social battery is always drained by 9:30. I could be at a party and I'm over it by 9:30 AM or PM. This guy parties. The moment I walked into a party, my roommate had taken me along with him and I knew no one there, so I pulled a Batman and vanished while he was looking away. Ah, the good old Irish goodbye. My early 20s. I'm 30 now and still haven't found the charger. I feel this. You are not alone. At work. I work as a cashier and this was 3 hours before my shift ended. Hey, how's it going? Scans as quickly as possible. I was an orientation leader, basically a long week of showing freshmen around campus, and I crashed hard by Wednesday. Little did I know we were also expected to go out partying with the staff in the evenings, so our days would be 8 AM to 10 PM with the first years, then 11 PM to 2 AM with our staff. It was bad. Want to be featured in the next video? Caption this in the comments. Middle of job interview. Mayo, why do you want to work here? You know what? I don't. Peace. I have been at a few parties where I just suddenly didn't want to be there and had to leave. It's like a light switch is shut off in my head. I've walked home rather than wait for my ride to be ready to go. I always find that those walks home, while frustrating to start, always ends up being somewhat refreshing for me. Even though I am not comfortably at home, I am doing what I want and not under social pressure. One of my best friends graduated college and the day after a group of us went out. About 30 minutes in, I was on 2%. Probably any of those times where my friend would say, hey man, we're gonna just be a few people playing Smash Bros or Mario Kart, wanna chill? And I'm like, yeah sure, sounds good. I get there. And legit 20 minutes in, friend is like, oh yeah, there's that party tonight, let's hit the bar then go the party, and I'm like, yeah sounds good, but I'm secretly like, no. We end up at some house party with like 50 plus people and I turn into Michael Cera from Superbad. Why do I do this? 1 second after committing to any social event, just getting the text asking me if I want to do something makes me sink farther into my bed. I had broke up with a girlfriend and a very extroverted friend of mine asked me to hang out and party with him and some of his very extroverted friends. I said screw it and went. It started out good, but by the third bar we jumped I was exhausted and ready to crash. The thing was that we took my car and I couldn't leave without them. We ended up going to this high-end club in Chicago and they bought bottle service for like $500. They all got drunk and started urging me to get drunk, so I had to sip on water pretending that it was vodka. I pretty much spent the night trying to avoid the hordes of drunk people raving to loud dance music while I had to manage my anxiety so I didn't completely melt down. Afterwards I dropped them off, went home, and completely shut myself out from the world for a week. My friend of 12 years from USA, I'm UK, came over. We met for the first time and after 2 hours of us playing couch games like Overcooked I was pooped. I just wanted to play a single player game. So I showed my friend my Oculus Rift. She loved it, played it for a good hour after I set it up. Meanwhile I leave the room quietly pretending I'm still in the room and I go to the bathroom with my 3DS to play Bravely Second. To this day they never knew I abandoned them for an hour. I'm no longer dating her so I don't feel bad, but right in the middle of my ex's mom's birthday where I was meeting her entire extended family, her aunt got really drunk and passed out in the only bedroom I could have hid in, so I faked feeling sick and hid in the bathroom. My job is retail, so generally my social battery is on all day, and when I go out with my girlfriend it's hard to be in a social scene. I'm physically exhausted and I need the rest of the day just to re-energize. Every day. I miss going out. One of these days I'll figure it out. A couple years into my marriage, when I had been busting my balls for years trying to make her think I was extroverted like her. We're still married. I think she kinda always knew. I've actually gotten pretty good at faking extroversion and being the center of attention and even the life of the party. But I will always 100% look for any excuse to get out of social events. Especially cause our kids are also extroverts and wanna go too, and I'm just here, all alone, recharging so hard. Not one time in general, but pretty much every Friday. That's usually the best day to hang out with one of my friends. For a while we worked together, so it made sense to just head over to his place after work. Every week, without fail, it would go like this. Get to his house at 5 or 6. It gets late, for me 9:30 or 10. Yeah, I should probably start heading out. Friend and his girlfriend, what? You've only been here a few hours. We're about to blank. Or crap, guess I'm staying another 2 hours. In the middle of a conversation with my extrovert friend who dragged me to this party. Wouldn't stop bugging me about it. Guess I looked bummed. I hate when people call you out on being an introvert and make it seem like they're better than you cause they're always surrounded by people. Some friends asked me to dinner. It was kind of understood that it would be just the three of us. Go over to their house. Lots of people there. Somebody's birthday. No dinner. I went up to them and said, I'm sorry, but I'm not staying. We can have dinner together another time. Bye. And walked out. Didn't care who thought I was the a-hole. Don't pull that crap on me because you know better. Most recent it was in Ireland. My family was so excited to be in a different country and wanted to go check out various pubs. I had to leave them because I was so low on social energy. I was getting a very bad panic attack. I feel really bad. Sorry guys. We never got to have trips like that and we finally get this chance we may never repeat and I had to leave. It really sucks. This is decades ago. I had always been introverted and my sister fixed me up with a friend of hers. We doubled to a Simon and Garfunkel concert. My date was really cute. The concert was great. But I don't think I said 2 words the whole evening. Next day sis calls and tells me I have to do something. I took her advice, got a recommendation for a shrink, and 10 years later I was out of the pits. Still was a bit shy but managed to function normally. Now when I tell people I used to be pathologically introverted they don't believe me. About 2 hours into a 20-hour train ride to New York. Sucks being trapped in a metal box for so long with a bunch of people you don't know. Some that are extra chatty because they are bored and want to make friends. Made me kind of wish I bit the bullet and flown instead, because it would be a shorter trip, but flying gives me terrible anxiety. When I was in Ukraine for 2 weeks visiting some family, we had been outside for at least 12+ hours every single day in the city full of lots of people and having to speak. We went to see the churches and went on this tour to walk around the place. I just couldn't take it anymore and sat down on the floor whenever we stopped walking and switched back to English mode for the rest of the day. Whenever my family tried to speak some Russian Ukrainian to me, I just couldn't respond since it would require me to use some of my willpower that was left to walk. Trapped on an 8-hour road trip from Texas to Kansas with 5 people in the car. They all decided to pull out gum at the same time and have a contest to see who could crack it the loudest. I almost pulled a Wile E. Coyote exit at 80 miles per hour. Went on a date to a museum. Place was so busy we decided to waste an hour or 2 around the city. Walked around, got ice cream, chilled at the park, then went back to the museum. Energy ran out right at the start of the special exhibit, which was what I wanted to see the whole time. I had no energy and was so tired at that point we just sort of skimmed through it all and called it there. Learned my mistake from that. Last Sat I had an extended date, hike in the afternoon followed by concert in the evening. I specifically requested we split for a few hours to recharge and regroup for the concert. Was much better for all involved. Captions from the last video. This was the image and here are the captions. Florida dog saves small dog from drowning in the rain with scuba gear. When you're going to the pool for the first time with your small girlfriend. Local heroes, seahorse and dogfish, go for a swim. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos and don't forget to like the video if you've enjoyed it.